So last week you brought up some issues with your roommate. Is she still giving you a hard time?
Yeah, I mean, I personally, go to bed at a reasonable hour, so I'm in bed by 9, 10 o'clock, and she comes in at like, 11 or 12, turns the lights on, is loud, just isn't, she's just disrespectful. Like, we'll be asleep or trying to sleep, and she just doesn't, understand that, we have 8 a.m.s. She might not, but we do, and it's hard because I don't want to say anything and make things more awkward than they kind of already are, but I also don't want her to think that this is acceptable behavior because, again, we all have to share this room and we have to make things work, but, when you're not kind of understanding about, the other two people, it doesn't work. And that's what's really hard about, living in a triple.
Yeah, I know you have to be respectful of people, and obviously she's not being respectful to you or your other roommates, and that is really tough.
And we try and confront her and, bring up all these issues, and she gets so defensive. And we try not to bring it up in a defensive way because, we're all human and we all, all accidentally knock something over. But, we all make mistakes. And again, we're not blaming her, but, we're just trying to explain how we're feeling and, things we could do to make the situation better. But she just doesn't want to hear it, and she gets all, angry. And again, it makes living together in this very small room very challenging.
It does work out very difficult, and some people don't want to see your side of it. Like she can't tell that you guys have an issue or that you need to like work on it, and she's not being open to like changing her ways, and that is very hard.
Yeah, and we try to voice our opinions and explain to her that I have to get up at 6 a.m. You can't be out until 2 and expect me not to be grumpy because I need at least 6 hours of sleep to function. So I don't know what else to do besides talking to her, which what we're doing, and setting boundaries, and it's one thing. I don't have a problem if you want to go out on Friday, Saturday night. Like, I get it. I'm in college too. I understand if you want to go out with your friends, that's fine. But on Mondays and Tuesdays when I have class, it's really hard to be accepting to that. I'm happy she can have a good time and go out every night, but I can't do that. And when I have to study, in the middle of the day and she's sleeping, that doesn't work for me. Like, our schedules are just clashing.
She doesn't respect what you need to get done. She doesn't see that.
No. So I get her wanting to go out, but we have to find some common ground because I can't be shunned from my room all day because you're sleeping when you don't respect me sleeping at night. So it's like, why should I respect you during the day when, again, we share this room? It's got to be, we have to make some compromises here, and I'm willing to compromise, but it just doesn't seem like she's willing to hear what we have to say at all. She's totally shutting us out, and it's hard when, I don't want her to think we're ganging up on her or anything because, that's not what we want to do. We don't want to make the situation worse than it already is, but we don't want to live in this constant, miserable setting. It's just not fair to any of us.
I see what you're trying to say, that it is tough when somebody won't, like, try to work with you in such a small space, because as you live in a dorm room, it does get hard because you're living with completely new people that you don't know, and you really do have to work together in order to make things work, and it is really tough that she refuses to do so.
Yeah, and it's hard because, we didn't have a great start, to living together. I mean, she was thrown into our original double in the middle of finals week, so it was already a super stressful situation. I'm a nursing major, my roommate's a bio major, so we were, drowning in finals, and then come find out that we're going to be getting a new roommate in the middle of all that chaos. It just made things miserable, and you want to be welcoming, but you really just want to focus on yourselves and study, and, so it just didn't start from the beginning, and I just think we were set up to fail. Like, it just wasn't going to work out.
Really overwhelming from the beginning, considering finals, getting a new roommate, that would be really tough, so you guys had a really rocky start.
Yeah.
That does sound really hard.
And it's not just, her kind of disrespect for our, setting. Yeah. But, she's messy, and we're both very clean, kind of OCD type A people where I make my bed every morning, and I clean daily sometimes, twice a day, because I'm just that type of person. And she's a slob, and that's something I have a hard time, like, confronting her about because I don't know how to handle that. Like, I'm not super good with confrontation, so confronting her on, like, sleep is hard enough, but, like, saying that you're a disgusting person is super challenging.
Have you tried to maybe, like, politely ask her if she could clean up after herself, since all of you do, and since you're living in such a small space that you need to respect each each other's like space alone, and that you should try to keep your stuff relatively in order so it doesn't affect everybody else?
I haven't, but that might be a good idea to at least even just come up with like kind of like a cleaning chore list, you know, who vacuums one day, right? I think that might kind of give her the hint without calling her out totally, because I think she needs. I don't know if it's like how she always is, like even at home, or if it's at college and she doesn't have her mom kind of harassing her. But I mean, I was just raised to. I can function only in a clean environment. Like if it's a disaster, I can't study, I can't focus. And considering we live in the same room, it doesn't make it easy for me to, you know, study and focus. And it's really impacting my studying and, you know, schoolwork. So it's not just like a personal preference, but it's like it needs to change.
So have you told her, maybe trying to go about it by telling her that her disrespect for your guys' living situation has actually somewhat harmed your ability to like study and your schoolwork?
I think I'm gonna have to, because if it was just, you know, a preference, like it's one thing, but because, you know, I'm here not to party every night, but I'm here to study and I'm here to get an education, and you know, that has to come first for me. And the fact that, you know, her living condition is currently affecting that, I feel like that's something that really needs to be confronted, regardless of my liking of it. So I mean, I don't know. There's just a lot of things that I feel like I have to bring up, but I don't want to, like, again, overpower her or feel like we're ganging up on her. So I guess I have to figure out what's most important that needs to get cleared up immediately, and then save like the minor things for later. But it's hard because I feel like all the things are so major. Like they're all like hugely impacting our lives.
Have you tried maybe talking to your other roommate and having you guys set up a meeting between the three of you where you can all discuss like issues you have? Because maybe there's something that you don't know about her where she feels the need to do this. So you could all sit down, the three of you sit down, talk, and figure out your issues together, and maybe try to come to a compromise. Because I know like you have your like particular things that bother you the most, and your other roommate has things that bother her most, and this one is causing a lot of issues. Probably has her own like concerns about the roommate situation. So I mean, maybe if you all sit down and talk about it, you could possibly get somewhere with her, and that way you don't have to do it like on your own. So it's not really a confrontation where you're calling her out, but it's like you guys can sit down and try to work things out together without somebody getting defensive or feel like they're getting ganged up on.
Yeah, that's a really good idea, because you know, and I'm sure there might be things that I do that may bother her. So at least if we all can sit down in like a non-threatening environment and just kind of share what our opinions are about things and kind of get everything out in the open, maybe it'll be a little less, you know, tense in the room, and we can all just find a way to live together and just get through the semester.
Yeah, because it's gotta be really tough. There's like such a friction between roommates and everything.
And it's hard when you live with someone you may not know super well. It's already kind of awkward, but just this added like stress just makes it even worse.
Yeah, it's gonna be harder because school always has to come first in your college, and it is tough when you're living with new people that you don't know, and even with people that you do know, sometimes it's tough because you learn a whole bunch of new things about them when you live in the same place. So it's hard, but you always do have to be compromising, and it's hard when she's not willing to go through that.
And I'm definitely open to being, you know, if there's something that like maybe I could try and stay up a little later and not try and go to bed so early. You know, there's things that I'm willing to do if she's willing to compromise as well. But I'm not about to change my whole routine if she's not going to give me anything back. Like there has to be like a balance. And I know, you know, my roommate is also willing to, you know, change some things, but like we all just want like a mutual understanding, and you know, we just all want to be on the same page, really. It's so hard because again, we don't want her to feel uncomfortable, but it's making us uncomfortable that we can't make her feel like, you know,
You can make her see what's doing to you guys.
it's just like a touchy topic. I feel like no matter what we say and what way we say it, I feel like she's gonna get upset, and we don't mean to say it in a way that makes her feel that way, but I don't know how else to say it so that she doesn't get upset.
It is hard to figure out how to word something that is confronting to other people about their behavior, and some people don't want to hear it, so I do understand what you're saying. That it's going to be tough. But I think the best thing is to talk to your other roommate and maybe try to figure things out together, because that way at least you're not alone and you have each other. So if you are confronting confronting her and trying to talk about your issues, if she does get defensive, it's not just you alone where you can like, not know what to say, but your other roommate might have something to add to the equation where she can maybe calm her down, or possibly, or maybe you can talk to one of her friends about it and see what they have to say, if that's how she's always been or what.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Just diffuse the situation as best we can without making it worse than it already is.
Yeah, it's really tough. Okay, so we talked about your roommate and how she's being disrespectful of your space and everything. It's very upsetting that she's not willing to talk to you, and I think maybe next time, if you decide that you want to talk to her, or if not, we could try to figure out new ways where you can figure out your issues with her, and we can all possibly get through this, and it'll be less stressful for you.
Definitely.
School. Okay.
All right, thank you. Bye.